Ever felt like there's not enough hours in a day? Let's change it. Let's buy it back. Hi, I am Alena Goco, an entrepreneur, a mother, a wife, a woman, and all of the above. And I used to think that 24 hours is not enough hours in a day. I felt like I didn't give enough time to my son, to my husband. I felt like I'm always behind in my tasks, in my to-do list at my business. So I started digging deeper into this topic, realizing that there are people who also have the same 24 hours in a day, but they're able to do so much more. And it's not only about delegation that I used to think, and I love delegation. It's my bread and butter. However, there is more aspects about it. So today, I'm going to be talking about how to buy the time back. But before we start, please click subscribe button and this bell button to avoid missing new videos. All right, let's go. So first of all, you need to identify where the time goes. I normally suggest putting your entire week into a spreadsheet and writing down every single task you're doing at this specific time. Probably color code each task, divided by category, and set up your alarm on your phone, let's say every 20 minutes or every half an hour, so that it reminds you to put the task you're doing into the spreadsheet. And by the end of the week, you're gonna see a clear picture of what's going on. You also can use apps like Toggle or Rescue Time, or just simple screen time on your phone will also give you a good idea where your time goes. So if you see that you spend 8 hours a day on average in the screen and your job is not related to your phone, then you need to dig deeper and see where the time is lost. The next step would be the 80-20 rule. This rule states that 80% of the results are coming from 20% of efforts, meaning that you need to identify the most effective tasks that give you the biggest results. So if you noticed that while you were tracking the time, you saw that one of the meetings brought so much results, or you did something really quickly and then gave the biggest impact in your life. So you need to identify those little 20% efficient tasks that you perform and focus on them more. For those who have businesses or who work with the customers, you can actually ask your customers which product or service gave the biggest impact in their lives. And that might actually give you an idea on what to focus more. Also, you can use the revenue reports. Which project gives you the most profit? When I started doing this research, I realized that one of my biggest clients gives me the most revenue, that I spend the most time out of the year to perform this task, does not actually give me much profits and much results, versus the other customer that I didn't really pay much attention just because I spent maybe 2 hours a week on this, gives me the most profit. So that gave me a lot of information and I restructured my efforts in the company. So be mindful of where your focus goes. The next step, once you identify the tasks and you realized which ones are the most effective, you need to automate, delegate, and outsource the rest 80%. Again, I absolutely love delegation topic and I can talk about it for hours, but not in this video. I have more videos about this, so you can watch them later. I only want to say that automation is gaining more and more value nowadays because of all these technologies and AI development. So please do not hesitate. I actually personally think it's a crime if you don't use AI tools to help you gain your time back, because most of the AI tools, they cost a fraction of an employee or a fraction of an outsourced company, or even free, and they perform tasks really efficiently. So take a look at them. I also believe that every single person, despite of what you do, whether it's for business, whether it's for work or for personal life, every single person needs a personal assistant. In fact, a personal assistant needs a personal assistant as well. There is so many tasks that you can find other people performing much more efficiently than you do. Let's say, setting appointments or making reservations. Simple tasks like that can be performed by somebody else. And I'm sure there's already AI tools that can help you with that too. The next step is you need to identify your peak efficiency hours. Every single person is different. There are people who are early birds, there are people that night owls, there are people in between, there are people that are okay working the entire day, but every single person has their peak hours and their low hours. And you need to establish it actually by putting the tasks into the list and see what task you perform better and at what time. And the first step that we did, that putting together a big spreadsheet with all the tasks, will help you with that as well. I personally myself is a night owl, and I'm more effective in the second part of the day. That's why I schedule either meetings that I need to attend, that I just receive the reports from my employees, or I just receive information. I don't generate information because I'm not very efficient in the morning. Or I schedule gym because I don't have to produce information, I don't have to receive information. So the first thing I do in the morning, I go to the gym after I drop off my son, just because for me it's a useless time anyways. I'm not able to generate information, I'm not able to process information really well. So that's why I just work on myself, I work on my health during this time. But every single person is different. So my husband is completely opposite. He's most effective in the morning, so he wakes up really early in order to leverage his morning time while all of us asleep, so that he can focus on the most important tasks for him. So you need to establish the peak hours for yourself, and you need to work and schedule the most important 20% of the task during these peak hours and work around your own personal schedule. That's probably why 9 to 5 is not the most efficient system, and I don't believe it. That's why most of my employees, I give them freedom. So if you're a night owl, work at nights, unless we need to have a meeting, unless it needs to be communication with me directly. Especially I have employees overseas and we have completely time different. So that's what I let them work whenever they want to work, as long as they deliver their results on my time when I need that. Because in the afternoon, I try to stay creative, I try to generate ideas, I try to do this video shooting, and I love generating content during this time. So the next step would be setting up boundaries and priorities. Say no to things, to opportunities, new ideas, or even people is very essential, because you need to focus on your yes if it's aligned with your goals, and everything else that is not contributing to gaining your dream life should actually be paused or even canceled. So for example, you can establish your work and life hours. So let's say from 10 to 3, I'm only working, and I put do not disturb sign if you need to on the door, or you need to turn off the notifications on your phone. Maybe use the Pomodoro method, that you focus on the task for 25 minutes and then 5 minutes break. And while you're working on your projects on this 20%, the most important time, then you need to stay fully on. So with no distractions, with no side emails, with no side thoughts that, oh, I need to send this email, or I need not to forget to walk my dog, or something like this. So you need to be focused, and you need to understand that from this to this time, it's my work time. From this to this, it's my personal life. I'm not answering my work emails. I'm not picking up my phone from my colleagues during the dinner time with the family, and so on and so forth. So these boundaries is actually serving you really, really, really well. So another step, I would suggest batch processing similar tasks. So let's say you have meeting at 10 a.m. and then meeting at 1 p.m. What are you going to do with this hour or 2 hours in between? That's a time kind of wasted. And then somebody schedules a meeting at 6 p.m. on the other day, and that's already your family time. So if you allow your schedule to be sporadic, your attention is going to be distracted. That's why I try to batch process the similar tasks. So let's say if I already have 2 meetings on one day, I stuff other meetings into that day. So I have, like, on Tuesdays, I have meetings day. I have meetings from morning to night. I know that I'm not going to be doing any other work. I'm just going to be focusing on meetings. However, it's going to be the day where I do not do any creative job. I do not produce any content. I do not write a book. I do not perform any creative tasks. On the other side, like Monday is also a catch-up day because, the weekend before and we need to see what's going on. That's why I block the whole morning for my emails. I need to see what's going on. I need to restructure, reschedule, and plan my week ahead. So like the first half of the day is kind of, routine. And then the second half of the day is for other tasks. And I also try to patch them in. So let's say I need to plan the topics that I'm going to be recording this week, or I need to work on some kind of other creative task on the website or something else. And then let's say Wednesdays, I block the whole day for creative stuff, for writing a book, for shooting a video. And every single person on my team and in my family knows that if it's like this day and I'm shooting, that no one disturbs me, nothing is urgent, and they know that even if they send me an email or send me a message, I'm not going to respond until I finish my creative tasks and I turn off all notifications. I do not receive messages, I do not receive phone calls. I am fully into the process. That makes it the most efficient. I also try to do the same in my business. So I structure my employees' day, or when I hire someone, let's say we have a temporary project and I know that there's like several jobs and each new person can perform all of them. And at the beginning, when I was not as efficient, I was giving people options and I was telling them, okay, first half of the day, you're going to be doing this. Second half of the day, you're going to be doing that. And despite of the feeling that you give people more options and flexibility, the efficiency of this task were decreased. And right now, when I hire employees, I tell them right away. So if you're going to be hired for this position, this is the only task you're going to be doing. Because in a couple of days or in a couple of hours, depends on people, depends on the task, you're going to become the most efficient at this specific task. You're going to be kind of irreplaceable. And that's exactly what I need. So try to take the most out of your days by batch processing the tasks. So the next step, self-care. Self-care is one of the most important parts, just because this body runs the business, this body takes care of the family, and I only have one life to live. That's why I need to take care of myself first. So to me, self-care is taking care of your body, meaning you need to eat clean, you need to exercise as much as you can, you need to stay active, you need to take care of your mind. So mindfulness, to me, this is meditation, this is self-reflection, this is maybe journaling, reading self-development books, listening to podcasts, listening to interesting classes, gurus and mentors, and of course, personal time. Personal time is not the time spent with the family. That's different. Personal time is the time that you spend for yourself, your hobbies, your pleasure time, your leisure time, something that you do only for yourself. This gives you a sense of balance, because balance is kind of not really achievable. You always try to get to this balance and you're always a little bit out. It's a process, it's not the goal. So that's why having this downtime, having this personal time is very, very important to try to achieve the balance. And finally, you have to reflect and adjust. Flexibility is our everything. We do have to see what works, what doesn't work. We're all different. I just give you a suggestion how it works for other people, for myself, and for one of the most effective people I know. I try to learn from the best ones. So try to audit your week, try to audit your day and see what worked, what didn't work, what you need to adjust. Maybe when you plan your week or when you plan your day, try to remember what happened before and let's see, put these tasks on like second half of the day or maybe delegate them completely. Again, not every task needs your attention and your 100%. Ask for feedback from your colleagues or family members and see what they tell, where you were more efficient, where you were less efficient, and see how you can adjust. And try to set up your goals, because once you achieve the goal, it's very measurable. Well, try to set measurable goals, of course. And this progress is going to give you an idea if you were effective or not. Time is the most precious thing in this life. If you put like a little square as 1 year of your life and then you put 90 of those, this is your life. This is all you have. If you waste even 20% of it, that's very sad. So time is the most precious thing. And a lot of people say you can buy it back, but it technically can. Very successful and very wealthy people, they do that by performing the task that I just told you in this video. I hope you found it helpful. Please click like and subscribe button. I love posting videos like this, and thank you very much. Until the next time.